All right, welcome back. Week 10 edition of Fabulous Football Friday. Let's bring in my guy, Matt Rainier. Matt, we talked about Midland Trail a lot. We've gone there twice. They've been incredible. They've won 4 straight since their lone loss to Chapmanville earlier this season. They go to Greenbrier West and look for 5. They played great football so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Midland Trail. Really, I think it's just been because the roster has had so many years together to kind of mesh together. We talked to Coach at the beginning of the season, 20 seniors on the roster this year, but interestingly enough, a sophomore quarterback. So the youngster kind of having to be the leader, but also overall, it's led to great things for them so far this season.
Yeah, and that quarterback, Ray Dickerson, has played incredible. You're right, when Coach Jeremy Moore told you that about the seniors, we both perked up our ears and was like, maybe this team is legit. And I think they are. They went to Greenbrier West for 5 straight wins. Let's go out to Greenbrier West to see how this one went. Early on here, we pick things up with Midland Trail driving. Jaden Roop gets the handoff. He bounces outside, eludes a tackle, and tight ropes the sideline until he's thrown down at the 5. So what do? You give it to Roop again. This time, splits 2 defenders, gets a couple more yards, lowers his head at the 2-yard line. So another chance for the Patriots. This time, it's Jacob Ewing. And Ewing will not be denied. He welcomes the contact. Touchdown, 6 for the Patriots. But the Cavaliers have a chance. Colton Dunbar, he finds Parker. Then he takes it himself. But what a job there by Ewing to pull him down. So back on offense we go. And it's Roop chucking away. But West does a good job, gets the ball back. Dunbar trying to make something happen, and look at the defense swarming. So Dunbar goes through the air, and it's picked off. A massive pick there. This Patriot defense has been incredible, and it's there another big-time play by the defense. So what do? They give it to Roop. Roop outside, splits 2 defenders from elusiveness to speed. Jaden Roop, look at him go. 6 more touchdown. Patriots. That's a big 20-0 game there. Then Dunbar trying to get something going with his legs, but again, the swarm by this Patriot defense. And then look at this hit, forcing a fumble. Greenbrier West does fall on it, so Dunbar back with his legs. Gets a good gain here to pick up some more yards, but again, that Patriot defense always there. As this time, a screen pass outside, not 1, not 2, but 3 Midland Trail players there to swarm it up. Now, it's Zaylon Johns on the kick return. Johns goes outside, makes one miss, cuts back left, finds a lot of green grass left. He then cuts back to the center of field, and a good return there by Johns to set up. He wanted to lateral it there for more, but he sets up Ray Dickerson, who rolls out, looks downfield, and who does he find? Johns, who makes a big gain, and Midland Trail 55-8, Matt. Midland Trail, that defense, the way they swarmed to the ball. You saw in that highlight, there was like 7 clips there of not 1, not like 4 players. Every time a West player touched the ball, it was just a gang of Midland Trail players stopping that player.
It really just speaks to how well this defense is really coached, because when everyone knows their assignment, they know exactly where to be at the right time. That is a sign of a defense that knows exactly what they're doing. It doesn't matter what coverage you're kind of in, whether you're lined up on the line. Everyone just knows exactly what their assignment is, and once the ball is in the hands of a running back, receiver, tight end, doesn't matter. Everyone knows where the ball is going, and even if they give up a first down, everyone's in the right spot to try and make a play happen.
Yeah, it's a really good point. They really are. They all shift well. They all move to the ball well. They're always covered in the back. It is incredible, and then they just kill you with the run game, and then at the end there, after they run, hey, Ray Dickerson, you can throw it really well. Here you go, big play. Now, that was at Greenbrier West. We've been going out to Greenbrier East a lot this year, and we talked about this at 5 and 6. They have had maybe the toughest schedule, just a gauntlet. Princeton, then they have to play first Oak Hill, then Princeton, then Bluefield, and now James Monroe. It's been incredible you had that game.
Yeah, I don't know who wrote the schedule to start the season, but they were not kind to Greenbrier East to start things off. So let's go out there. Spooky season was in full effect. A lot of people in costumes, as you'll see. There's the Lorax, there's the Easter Bunny. They really had it all, but now the main stars of the show. James Monroe trying to keep the momentum going after a great win over Westside. Greenbrier East trying to bounce back from a tough loss to Bluefield. First play from scrimmage. Ryan Mann gets picked off by Caden Stone. That was the first play from scrimmage. scrimmage, and he's tackled near midfield. Great setup and start for the Greenbrier East offense. Now, it's Brody Hamrick. Going to step up over the middle. Easy pass to Grant Burdett for an easy completion to keep the drive moving. Now it's Hamrick once again going to his man Nathan Suttle, finding a lane, and he dives into the end zone. Touchdown, Greenbrier East. Great start off for the Greenbrier East Spartans. And look at this celebration, doing the leap and everything. Now it's Hamrick. Going to get it off to his man, but it gets swallowed up. The James Monroe defense, they do not mess around. They completely shut down Westside's offense last week, and they start off with a good start there. Now it's man pitching it out to his man. It's going to be Bryce Gardner. He's got some blockers, and he gets down close to around midfield. Then it's man going to take the snap. He can't find anyone, so he's going to scramble and take off on his own, and right here trucks a defender into the turf. My goodness, what a run by man. No regard for human life. Fourth down here for the Mavericks, but they get stuffed right here. Spartans defense comes up with a clutch stand. Now, it's James Monroe once again back on offense, but guess who? This pass gets tipped and picked by Stone. That's his second interception off man on the night, and this one actually went all the way back for a pick six. But the Mavericks, they're not done just yet. Man, rolling out, pitching it out, and he's got a man. He's going to get some blockers, and he's going to take off, spinning through tackles, ends up getting close to a first down, and the drive continues. Man, once again, giving it off to his guy, Benjamin Comer, and he gets close to the one and ends up setting up a touchdown, their first of the night. But Greenbrier East, they hold steady, winning 29-14.
Huge win there for Greenbrier East. They needed that. Incredible job by them. Princeton continues to roll 55-8 over Herkin. Woodrow Wilson with the win of the night over Oak Hill. Midland Trail, we talked about that one. This game was absurd at Meadow Bridge. Buffalo 64, Meadow Bridge 52. Meadow Bridge almost with a double-A victory. That would have been huge. Independence with a 1-point win, clawing their way for a win over Nicholas County. Greenbrier East wins over James Monroe. They're back in the W. Pikeview gets back in the W over Roanoke Catholic. Bluefield shuts out Riverview as they stay one of the hottest teams in West Virginia. And a low-scoring Ravens-Steelers type game. Shady Spring 12-8 over Westside. A couple things here, Matt. I do want to mention Bridgeport played the number 3 team in Class AAA, Fairmont. Number 1 is Princeton. Then it's Bridgeport, who, by the way, won the AAA title last year, and then it's Fairmont. And Bridgeport absolutely destroyed Fairmont. The reason I say that is that Princeton-Bridgeport matchup down the road could be looking very juicy as we get playoff time.
Absolutely. I think the biggest win of the night was Greenbrier East, though, with this win over James Monroe. James Monroe, one of the better teams in our area, and Greenbrier East, they really need this after a really tough loss to Bluefield last week. They started out really strong, up 14-0, but then Bluefield just kind of rolled from there, and we just saw their score, a shutout win for them, their second of the season. So really, I think this was a crucial win for the Spartans to get back into the win column and try to inch themselves into a better playoff picture.
I completely agree. They fell to number 8 in the ratings. They want to have a home playoff game. This should bump them back up. Now one more game to get there, and after that gauntlet of a schedule, that was huge. I got to give it to Woodrow Wilson. I know Oak Hill punched themselves with all these penalties and the mistakes they made, but when you win a rivalry game like that after losing the last 2, hats off to you. Big win after losing 2 in a row. Woodrow Wilson shows up tonight and gets it done on the field. Matt, we got it done with Week 10. Fabulous Football Friday in the books. One more week of the regular season, and then it is do or die time, playoffs edition. That will be in a couple of weeks. Don't go anywhere, though. Squad wrapping it up right after this.